Hi guys, I hope you're having a great weekend, okay? The topic for this week, it's a little review of the simple present. Remember that we use the simple present when an action is happening right now, in this moment, okay? Also, we use it to talk about habitual actions or occurrences that happen regularly. For example, a routine, okay? Now, a warning. Remember that in the simple present, the third person of the singular that are he, she, and it. At the end of the verb, we have to add an s. Remember that at the end of the verb, we have to add an s for these three persons: for he, for she, and for it. And the formula for the affirmative sentences. Remember that first we're going to put the subject plus our verb in the present tense, and finally the complement. For example, I make coffee every day. This is a routine, a thing that I do every day. She uses the bus to get to school. They exercise every morning. These are actions that happen eventually. Now, for the negative sentences, remember that we have to add the word not. So the order is the same. First, we're going to put the subject plus the auxiliary does or do. Remember that does is for the persons he, she, and it, and do is for the persons I, you, we, and they. Then the word not plus our verb in the present tense, and finally the complement. Okay, so for example, I don't make coffee every day. She doesn't uses the bus to get to school, and they do not exercise every morning. And for the questions here, the order is going to change a little bit, because first we're going to put our auxiliary. Remember, our auxiliary in the present is it's does or do, plus the subject, plus the verb in the present tense, and finally the complement. For example, do I make coffee every day? Does she use the bus to get to school? Do they exercise every morning? Okay, now when we're going to use the verb to be, remember that the verb to be is one of the most important verbs in the English language. It's a little bit difficult to use because it is an irregular verb in almost all of its forms. We also are going to use this verb when we are going to refer to an action or event that takes place habitually. And we can also use it to refer to something true at the present moment. For example, I am happy, he is a student, she is 20 years old, he is the president, okay? For our affirmative forms, we have that the verb to be in the simple present for I is am, and we can also use it in the contract form, that is am. For the subject you, the verb to be is are, the contract form is your. For he, she, and it, the verb to be is, and the contract form is his, she's, or its. For we, the verb to be in the simple present is are, and the contract form is we're. For you is are, and the contract form is your. And for they, the verb to be is also are, and the contract form is their. Okay. For the interrogative forms, it's the same. First, we're going to put the verb to be and then the subject. For example, am I, are you, is he, she, or it, are we, are you, are they. For example, am I a student? Is she a dancer? Are they in the gym? Okay. And for the negative forms, we're going to add the word not or use the contract form. I'm not, you aren't, he, she, or it isn't, we aren't, you aren't, and they aren't. Okay. For example, is Brad Pitt French? No, he isn't. He is American. What about Angelina Jolie? Is she American too? Yes, she is. She is American. Are Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie French? No, they aren't. They are American. Okay, guys, so remember that the simple present, we're going to use it for routines or for actions that are happening in this moment right now, okay? So this is all for today. Remember that if you have any doubts, you can send me an email and I will try to answer you as soon as possible, okay? Well, thank you guys and have an excellent week. Bye.